Okay, 3.2 checking accounts. So when you have a checking account, I don't know if you guys even have a checkbook, but in your checkbook, in the back, you should have deposit slips. And this is what it would look like. And this is the routing number for your bank. This is your account number. And then this would be the check number, I believe. I don't know why there's 4, but anyway. So, and it would look just like your check up here. And then if you're receiving cash back, so say you're depositing a bunch of checks, you would have to sign it. Most of the time, if you don't have one of these and you go to the bank, they will fill one out for you, but it's very generic. It doesn't have this information. So here on the top line is where you would put cash. So any bills and coins will be added all together on that one line. And then each of the checks that you're depositing will be listed separately. On the back of the deposit slip, there is more space for more checks. And then you would put what cash you're wanting back, if that's the case. And then you would subtract it from all that, and then that would be your deposit. Or sometimes it's called a net deposit because of these things added and then subtracting the cash. Okay, so Patty made a deposit to her checking account. She had 6 20s, 40 quarters, and then she had then she had 2 checks, and then she wants $10 back in dollar bills. So we're going to come up here. Well, 6 20s is $120, and then 10 quarters is $10, or 40 quarters, is $10. So when you put those two together, it's $130 in cash. Then the checks are going to be $457, and I always like to either put the zeros or put a dash, and then $18.10. So then we're going to add those 3 lines together. So 130 plus 457 plus 1810 is 605.10. Then she wants 10 $1 bills, so she's going to deduct $10. So she will be receiving $595.10. And that whole thing wasn't even shown on camera. Sweet. So here's the 130 from the cash. Here's the 2 checks. Here's the subtotal of all these. Then the $10 is what she's getting back. So this is what she's actually depositing into her account. Okay. So then we're going to find the total deposit. So a lot of today is just adding a bunch of things together. So 17 20s is $340. 18 10s is $180. 9 5s is $45, and 37 ones. So I'm going to add those together. So the cash is going to be 602, and then 49 quarters is $12.25, and 12 dimes is $1.20. So then coins is going to be $13.45, and then my checks added together is $43.69. So then I'm going to put this number plus this number plus this number. And the reason I do them 3 separate is if you're adding a ton of different things together, you're more apt to maybe possibly make a mistake, or if you aren't careful with your coins, you could put the wrong amount in to begin with. So then we just add all these 3 together. So it's a total of $659.14. Okay, so really quick, so the check register. The check register is the part of your checkbook where you keep a running total of what's in your account, and the balance is literally what's in your account at the time. So this is an example of a check register. So if you're writing a check, you would write the number of your check here, then the date, then transaction. So like if it was, Walmart or your grandma or paying your rent or whatever, then there's either a payment amount or there's a deposit amount. So anytime you write a check or really take any money out, you would do it here. And then anytime you deposit money, it would go here. Then you should keep a running balance, because I know you can check it online, but sometimes things that you've written don't show up online for a couple days. And you may think that you have more money than you really do, and then you're going to get, you go in the negative and get an overdraft charge. So unfortunately, I do not do this, but I really should, to be able to keep track better. Okay, so here's an example of some transactions. So deposit of $250 to checking account that had a previous balance. So we're going to go ahead and put previous balance, probably from the previous page. So we're going to do $1,288.43. Then we'll go ahead and put the deposit. And we're going to do it in the deposit column. So $250. And again, I either put double zeros or a slash there. So we're going to add $250. And I don't know that I would necessarily put the plus right here, because if you're not careful, it might be thought of as an actual number. So it's totally up to you. $1,288.43 from the previous balance plus $250 deposit. So now the balance is $1,538.43. Okay, so we don't have a check number. Okay, so check 67. So we'll put check 67, and we'll just put, let's see. We will just pick a date. So the 10th. So we'll go 10/10, and this is to Mix Catering. And honestly, if you write a lot of checks, you could put what exactly it was for, like deposit or whatever you want to do. Okay, so then that was for $78.50. So $78.50. So $78.50 here. So then the balance on that is now going to be $1,459.93. And part of the reason that you write it over here is back when this was generated, people didn't carry around calculators and they didn't have cell phones and things, and so you would actually do this by hand. Okay, then check 68 is for Bev's tires, so we'll just go for the same day. $143.78. So then we'll come and do $143.78. So now it's 13, 16, 15. Okay. So the question is, what was the final balance in his check register? And so this is the actual answer to the question, but all this has to be done in order to find the answer. Okay. Couple more things that we're just going to talk about. Overdrawn. So that happens when you write a check or use your debit card for an amount larger than the money in your actual account. This is not good. There are a couple ways you can avoid this. You can sign up for an account that won't let you go in the negative, and it will just decline the transaction. The problem with that is possibly embarrassment or something you really, really, really need at this very second, and that would be a problem. But if you overdraw your account, it costs you quite a bit of money. They will probably charge you at least $25 fee on top of your charge. So just be careful. Because things can add up very, very quickly. Bouncing a check means writing a check with not enough money in it. And knowingly do that, if you know you don't have the money in the account and you write a check, that is actually punishable by the law. And so you really need to be careful. If you know there's not money in the account, especially if you're doing it when there's like zero money in the account and you're just writing a check because you have a check for that account, that's fraud. So you have to be very, very careful. Okay, the assignment is page 91, 1 to 30, skip 14 and 15, and make sure you're showing all your work.